Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to dig into the work of a 17th century thinker, John Owen, to tackle a question that really gets to the core of faith. We're going to unpack his pretty compelling case for why real belief isn't just about ticking boxes, but about a deep, personal love.
So, what's really at the heart of Owen's whole argument? In a faith that has so many duties and doctrines, why is love for Christ the one thing that's totally non negotiable? Why isn't just plain old obedience enough?
So, how does Owen actually tackle this? Well, he doesn't just give us some easy, feel good answer. Instead, he builds this really solid case on two foundational pillars. First, what Christ did, and second, the absolutely profound reason why he did it.
Okay, so Owen kicks things off with the most direct motive, the one that kind of grabs our attention first. He's saying our love for Christ isn't sparked by some abstract idea, but by the real, tangible things he actually did for us.
Owen's thinking is that every single one of us is searching for something, right? We have this deep down sense of need, a longing for what he calls blessedness. And it's this universal hunt for wholeness, he says, that ultimately points us toward what Christ did as the only real solution. Now, this is where it gets really interesting, because Owen boils down these huge, complex theological acts into a super clear progression. First, Christ joined our reality by becoming human. Second, he solved our biggest problem by dying for us. And third, he keeps on acting for us by speaking for us. This whole sequence, that's the foundation of our love. And this is the part Owen really wants us to get. These aren't just historical events. They are intensely personal. The whole meaning hangs on that phrase, "for me." He basically argues that if you truly believe these massive events were for you, that belief is going to light a fire of love in your heart. It just has to. But for Owen, the actions are only half the story. The real power, the lifeblood of the whole thing, is the reason behind them. And this is where the motive gets even deeper. So, according to Owen, what was the fuel for all this? It was love, a profound, totally unearned love for us. This wasn't some sense of divine duty. It was a deep, personal affection that was the engine for everything he did, from start to finish. And this slide just brilliantly shows the radical difference. Owen points out that the absolute best that human love can do is maybe die for a good person, someone amazing, someone worthy. But Christ's love, it's a completely different category. It was aimed at us when we were the exact opposite, sinners, ungodly, and, as he puts it, totally unamiable. See, human love responds to worth. Christ's love creates it. So let's just run through these qualities because they're huge. This love is totally pure, no angle, no self-interest. It's completely undeserved by us. It was unbelievably costly for the one giving it, and it's life-changingly beneficial for us, the ones getting it. Owen's point is, a love like this is one of a kind in the entire universe, and it demands a one-of-a-kind response. All right, so if we really get what Christ did, and then we get the incredible, undeserved love that drove him to do it, well, Owen argues there's really only one possible, one inevitable response that can come from a human heart. And this is where he really draws a line in the sand. He says, powerfully, that if our belief in all this stuff doesn't actually engage our hearts and create a real, passionate love, then it's not actually faith. It's just tradition or opinion or just some mental game. Yeah, he really doesn't pull any punches on this. For him, to understand this level of sacrifice and love, and to just not respond with love back, that is the ultimate form of ingratitude. He sees it as this profound moral failure, a guilt that's almost hard to even wrap your head around. So the crucial point is this. For Owen, any teaching that tries to downplay or make fun of the importance of a passionate, heartfelt love for Christ is a total rejection of the gospel itself. He literally says he'd renounce any religion that just dismisses this love as some silly fantasy. All right, let's bring this all home and really understand the ultimate takeaway from Owen's whole argument. Because it's not just about having a warm feeling. It's about a response that completely reshapes our lives. So you see the logic here, right? It's a clear path. First, his actions get our attention. Then, his love captures our hearts. And the only possible destination, the only fitting response, it has to be our own love back. I mean, what else could it be? And this is such a powerful idea. Owen explains that a true understanding of this love doesn't just invite us to respond, it has a constraining power. It's like this force that compels us, that presses in on us and makes us want to live differently. Not out of fear, not out of duty, but just out of pure, overwhelming love and gratitude.
And that really leaves us with a pretty challenging final thought from Owen. If our love is the direct response to what we believe about Christ, then maybe the intensity of our love is the truest, most honest measure of what we really truly believe.